Well, I started it off succeeding with Universal Intelligence. That made Cincinnati finals. We were in the top 10. So I decided that I'd sign up for the movie challenge in hopes to become a director as well.
I got involved with Duality when I met Anthony like a year ago. We've had all of our AVP classes together. He's the one that convinced me to work on this project.
They gave us the opportunity to pick random people from a list of sign-up sheets, and I was able to look at different names and hope for a crew that would come up to my meetings.
Just put my name on the sign-up sheet and was picked by Anthony Tran to be a part of this film.
I saw out on the board where they were going to have a movie competition.
I got involved with it through my name being selected.
I've known him for a little while now. I've helped him with impersonations.
Well, I was at a bar one night with my friend Jenny, and we ran into the director, Rory, one particular evening, and he said that he was working on this new film project. And I said, well, that's awesome, because I'm an actor, so if you have any opening, I'm all good for it, man. I'm on board. So.
Knowing someone who is in directing in the Cincinnati area made acting more easily accessible for me.
Just went together like, you know, like a force. Like we clicked up like we was one.
And then also having to tell the crew, you know, all the technical aspects of actually shooting. I had a whole bunch of new students that never done a movie set before.
A lot of the crew's new, so you kind of had to teach them everything and help them out and get them kind of going on their own to where if you needed something, they kind of knew what you were talking about and they could help you.
The best part of the experience would probably be working with people who haven't had a chance to make movies yet, teaching them some things, and editing a movie. I've never edited a full-length movie by myself.
With working on Duality, my best experience would be all the hands-on things we did. You know, getting your hands dirty really taught me a lot about the whole behind the scenes.
Knowing how movies or television programs actually are put together. As I got involved with this project was bigger than what I really had anticipated.
Surprisingly, when we did the writing, for having like 9 people in the room and having like 4 main people that did most of the talking, like that was good, because usually you get a bunch of people and it's hectic.
I just had put out ideas there.
I needed a writer that knew what he was talking about. Or it's really hard for a director if you're not really into the story to really get involved. Nick wrote that. You know, we all came up with ideas in that hotel room, and Nick wrote that in one night and did not get sleep. He came on set to work on the film.
I knew Anthony Tran back in high school, and I told him recently that I was interested in acting, and he gave me a role for the movie. When I first got involved with this, I didn't know what kind of genre that this movie would be. When he told me it was going to be like a thriller horror, I knew that I was in trouble. Because I don't know how to act scared. I'm always smiling. My character goes through a sleep deprivation study. She's hallucinating that there's demons and shadows after her. Being able to be tired and the fact that my character was tired, I think it helped a lot. I don't remember much because I was really tired.
And I was working night shift and then going and working on the movie during the day. I really didn't have no sleep during the whole movie.
But the best part was all the locations and going around to different places.
There are so many crazy things that happened on set. For one, we were rushing to get things done.
Running back and forth to the editor with the tape, like, digitize this. We got new footage to shoot, 7 locations. You know, I think that turned out to be an experience worthwhile, for sure.
Freezing in the cold was one of the craziest things that I've done, especially when it's raining ice. But overall, I had a great experience.
I think the hardest, or the craziest part, was shooting the wood scene 3 times, honestly. We shot it that one day, and it got too dark. Couldn't even shoot the demons in the woods. We shot it another day, ended up being too dark, but we got to knock out some of the scenes. And then, actually, when you watch the wood scenes, the end scene was shot before the beginning intro of the wood scene, so you wouldn't notice that, but that's how we put it together.
It was getting kind of dark, and we was trying to work with what light we had.
My relationship with Tiffany was a dear friend of mine, and she house sat for me while I went out of town. Unexpectedly ran into Marty Martin, so that intensified the whole movie and just made it more mysterious.
The house scene was, I think, the pinnacle of what the director was trying to envision. Like, you know, that's where everything kind of comes to a crux, right?
He is searching for something to stop these feelings of the spirit that he recognizes that's in the basement. He knows it's there because he stopped by ever since the fire. So you know he has some kind of trauma in his life as well, and that maybe he can relate to Tiffany.
I'm trying to give our heroine some sort of heads up of all the spiritual onslaught that's about to take place.
He's trying to guide her to the light, but it's very hard to when all the forces of darkness are acting upon.
She was able to, like, work off my insane babbling to make the scene work pretty well.
It looked really great. It was one of the best scenes that in my opinion.
His character was a little strange, but overall, people in the movie was afraid of him, but Lucretia Jones wasn't.
A lot of people just thought I was just, coming off as really creepy, but that's who Marty Martin was. I mean, he was really in tune with the all the spiritual side.
He goes to the bar and gets a little drink on and messes her head up even more. All these influences start playing a part on him. When he goes in the basement, he actually is trying to subside this darkness, but when he goes to blow out the rest of the candles to bring the light upon, the darkness has already consumed. But that's how the movie ends. You really don't know. You really don't know if she will find her way through the light, or if she will also encounter more darkness. And it's just the way we encounter everyday life, is how I view it. And it seems deep, and the movie kind of does seem dark and hard to understand to some people. I've noticed they don't really want to see a movie like that. But if you open your mind and you open your eyes, you will see the truth.
I think Tran was great. He really helped me a lot. He was a good leader, He listened to people, but he also let people know what they should be doing. I just think an all-around director, he did very well.
He was the most ambitious director of those who entered this competition. He actually went out of the box and made a real story rather than a short story that took place just in an apartment.
Anthony, man, he's a very cool person. I mean, I think it was excellent. It couldn't go no smoother.
It was very personal with everyone. He had taken out the time for those who had never participated on a scene as far as movies were concerned.
He's great to work with. Very reasonable. He's there for people and very loyal. And he actually step up and show people that he really has their leadership.
Everybody loved it.
You couldn't have asked for a better crew. Of course, you couldn't have asked for a better director. This guy won 10 awards.
The Best Director Award.
He creates, he's got a vision.
Anthony Tran.
Fun guy to work with.
He's just now starting, and I do believe that he would go very far.
Have to get a good vision, trying to get everything put together. I know putting everything together in that editing room probably took him forever.
I thought Anthony's directing was very good. I really didn't have any idea what to do on a lot of the parts, and he sort of gave me a lot of direction.
I believe that I'm maintaining and maturing through directing, slowly but surely.
I believe that we all have split personality, and we all have demons in our life that we need to chase out of us, that are chasing us.
It's Brittany, bitch. Gosh. Anthony really needed help with his Out to Getcha, which was his impersonations project, which he wrote with Stephanie for last year's Big Movie Challenge. It became too difficult for what the director wanted to do. It was me and another guy did acting stuff. It was fun. It took some convincing for me to do, with the big fake boobs and having to put on the wig and act ridiculous, which shouldn't be that hard for me because of who I am, but it was hard. It was difficult. I definitely didn't want to act, but I did it relentless. I probably won't do Brittany again, but if the time calls for it, I might do something else.